Dear Starseed from Gaia, your anger at others is showing you exactly where your feminine power has been scattered. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, bringing you this transmission from Liara, the divine feminine aspect. The sacred feminine within you is calling you home to your true sovereignty, where reaction transforms into conscious choice, where triggers become doorways to deeper wisdom. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to anchor so deeply in your feminine essence that no external energy can disturb your inner sanctuary. But here's the first revelation. A woman in her divine feminine power doesn't fight the storm. She becomes the calm that transforms it. You didn't find this message by accident. Your soul has been preparing for this return to feminine sovereignty. Every moment you've felt scattered, reactive, or drained by others' energy has been leading you to this sacred remembering. This isn't just guidance, it's an activation. Your feminine essence is ready to reclaim its throne, and the universe is supporting this divine homecoming through every word you're about to receive. Subscribe if you're ready to embody the unshakable feminine power that changes everything around you simply by being. Comment sovereignty if you feel your divine feminine awakening to her true strength. Your heart knows why you're here. Most women today feel like they're drowning in their own emotions, constantly triggered, reactive, pulled into drama that isn't even theirs. It's as if their inner world is a tempest-tossed sea, with waves of anxiety, anger, and sorrow crashing against the shores of their peace. The relentless current of external pressures, societal expectations, and the raw energetic shifts of the world can feel overwhelming, leaving many feeling exhausted, depleted, and utterly lost in the maelstrom. You yearn for solid ground, for a quiet harbor where your soul can find refuge. You observe other women who seem to glide through life with this unshakable grace, an ethereal lightness in their step, and a magnetic presence that effortlessly draws people in, like moths to a flame, and a profound question echoes in the quiet corners of your mind. What's wrong with me? Why do you feel everything so intensely, as though your very skin is permeable to the world's raw energies? Why does the world's chaos so easily become your chaos, infecting your inner sanctuary? Why can't you just be calm, a serene lake reflecting the sky, instead of a turbulent river? Here's what no one tells you. A profound truth whispered from the heart of the universe. Your emotional intensity isn't your weakness. It is, in fact, your superpower waiting to be alchemized, refined, and wielded with conscious intention. You are not too sensitive. This is a sacred mislabeling of a profound gift. You are not broken. You are exquisitely finely tuned, like a highly sensitive instrument capable of detecting the most subtle frequencies. You are actually receiving more information, more energetic currents, more vibrant life force than most people can even perceive or comprehend. But instead of being guided to understand and transform this magnificent power, you've been conditioned, generation after generation, to suppress it, to manage it with a heavy hand, or worse yet, to apologize for its very existence, as if your essence is something to be ashamed of. This innate capacity to feel deeply is not a burden. It is the very key to unlocking unparalleled wisdom and creative power within you. The women who appear untouchable by chaos, who navigate life's storms with an almost divine composure, haven't simply learned to feel less or to build impenetrable walls around their hearts. On the contrary, they have learned to feel everything, every nuance, every vibration, every wave of energy. And then, through an inner alchemy, they transform it into something higher, more refined, more luminous. They've discovered the ancient, sacred secret of feminine light, the intrinsic ability to receive any energy, no matter how dense or challenging, and transmute it through the unwavering, sovereign power of their embodied presence. They are like spiritual alchemists, turning lead into gold within the crucible of their own being. Today, I'm going to illuminate the path and show you precisely how to stop being at the mercy of your emotions, how to cease being a leaf tossed by every passing breeze, and instead, begin wielding them as the creative, life-generating force they were always meant to be. This isn't about hardening your heart or becoming cold and disconnected, shutting down the very wellspring of your intuition and empathy. Quite the opposite. It's about becoming so deeply rooted in your own pure, authentic light, so profoundly connected to your divine essence, that no external storm, no emotional tempest, no chaotic vibration from the outside world can ever truly shake you from your unwavering center. You become the eye of the storm, perfectly still and serene, even as the world rages around you. The first key: the recognition. Your reactivity is sacred intelligence. Let us begin with the fundamental truth. Your emotional reactions are not random, chaotic outbursts, nor are they simply inconveniences to be managed. They are, in their purest form, intelligent, nuanced responses emanating from the deep well of your feminine wisdom, tirelessly trying to show you something crucial, something vital for your growth and well-being. Every single trigger, every sharp pang of discomfort, every sudden shift in your internal landscape is actually your highly attuned intuitive system acting as a sophisticated energetic sentinel, detecting an energetic mismatch, a subtle or overt boundary violation, or a profound invitation to expand, to heal, to grow. Instead of acknowledging and decoding this sacred intelligence, most women, often due to generations of conditioning, either instinctively shut it down, dismiss it as weakness, or conversely, allow it to run wild, becoming swept away by its raw force. The profound and transformative shift occurs the moment you truly internalize and embrace the understanding that your emotional body is not a liability, but rather a sophisticated, exquisitely sensitive radar system. It is tirelessly and continuously scanning the intricate tapestry of your environment, both inner and outer, for what is truly in alignment with your highest good and what is decidedly not. Imagine it as an inner compass, always pointing towards your authentic north. Your anger, that often maligned and misunderstood emotion, might be a fierce guardian, showing you precisely where your sacred boundaries are being compromised or trampled upon, signaling a need for self-protection and clear assertion. Your anxiety, that pervasive feeling of unease, might be a sensitive alarm, alerting you to external energies, unspoken tensions, or future uncertainties that do not inherently belong to you, prompting you to release what is not yours to carry. And your sadness, often seen as a burden, might actually be a gentle cleansing rain, tenderly clearing out old wounds, releasing stagnant energies, and making fertile space for a burgeoning new joy, a deeper peace, a more profound understanding of self. It's a process of release and renewal, much like the shedding of leaves in autumn to prepare for spring. When you fundamentally shift your perception, moving from seeing your emotions as inconvenient problems to be fixed, suppressed, or apologized for, and instead begin to honor them as invaluable sacred information, as messengers from your soul, everything in your internal and external world begins to transform. You transition from a state of being chronically reactive, caught in the immediate grip of sensation, to becoming consciously responsive, able to engage with wisdom and intentionality. You cease to be overwhelmed and drowned by the sheer intensity of what you feel, and instead, you become profoundly empowered by the profound insights, self-knowledge, and actionable wisdom that each emotion unfailingly reveals. This is the first step on the path to becoming a true emotional sovereign, a mistress of your inner landscape. The second key: the pause, creating sacred space between trigger and response. The very essence of real feminine power, the kind that moves mountains and calms seas, lives not in forceful action, but in the profound, sacred pause that exists between feeling something and acting on it. This crucial interval is not about emotional suppression, which merely pushes feelings beneath the surface to fester. Instead, it is an act of sovereign, conscious choice, a deliberate cultivation of inner spaciousness. Within the sanctity of that pause, you unlock access to a dimension of self-awareness and wisdom that most people, caught in the relentless currents of unconscious reaction, never even realize exists. It is in this luminous gap that you gain the miraculous ability to choose your response, not from the knee-jerk impulses of your wounded self, conditioned by past hurts and fears, but from the elevated, expansive wisdom of your highest, most authentic self. It is a moment of divine discernment. This pause, then, is not merely a break in time. It is where your profound sovereignty truly lives, breathes, and asserts itself. It is the sacred space where you can consciously engage your higher faculties and ask pivotal questions that redirect your energy and reclaim your power. Questions such as, is this energy truly mine to carry? Or am I absorbing something that belongs to another? What is this specific feeling, this sensation, this emotional ripple, genuinely trying to teach me about myself, my needs, my boundaries, or my deepest desires? And most importantly, how can I choose to respond to this situation, this person, or this internal experience, not from a place of fear, scarcity, or defensiveness, but from the expansive, courageous, and transformative energy of love, compassion, and unwavering self-respect? In that exquisite pause, you actively reclaim your power, pulling it back from whatever or whoever was attempting to pull you into their vortex of chaos, their drama, their lower frequency. You become the ultimate curator of your energetic field. For generations, most women have never been taught this fundamental, liberating truth, that you can absolutely feel the full spectrum of a feeling without ever having to become the feeling. You can acknowledge the searing heat of anger, feel its presence in your body, understand its message, without allowing yourself to be consumed by it, without becoming an angry person. You can witness the profound, cleansing flow of sadness, allowing its tears to fall like gentle rain, without drowning in its depths, or allowing it to define your entire being. You can recognize the tightening grip of fear, observe its ancient whispers, without being controlled by its illusions, or allowing it to dictate your actions. The pause is the potent portal where you remember, deeply and irrevocably, that you are not merely your emotions. You are the vast, conscious awareness, the boundless sky, within which all these temporary emotional weather patterns simply come and go. You are the sacred container, not the content. The third key, the alchemy, transforming lower frequencies into higher light. Here, my dear sisters, is where the ancient, potent secret of feminine power truly becomes pure magic, a spiritual art form practiced by mystics and priestesses throughout the ages. Your inherent divine ability to take chaotic, heavy, dense, or what might be labeled negative energy, and through the focused power of your conscious presence, transform it into something beautiful, beneficial, and exquisitely high vibrational. This is precisely what the revered ancient priestesses and wisdom keepers knew intrinsically, that the feminine force, in its purest, most sovereign expression, is naturally alchemical. We are not merely passive recipients or fleeting experiences of energy. We are active, powerful transformers, capable of elevating and refining it within the sacred crucible of our being. When someone, perhaps unconsciously, projects their anger, their frustration, or their unresolved pain onto you, instead of instinctively absorbing that volatile energy, allowing it to penetrate your field, or reflecting it back with equal force, you can consciously choose a different path. You can, with a gentle yet powerful intention, breathe that dense energy into the sacred chamber of your heart, allowing it to be met by your own pure light. And from that deep space of compassion and understanding, you can choose to send back not anger, but a calm, steady wave of compassion, an understanding gaze, or simply an unwavering boundary of peace. When anxiety, that scattered, restless energy, attempts to hijack your inner peace and pull you into its whirlpool of worry, you can consciously engage your breath, the very essence of life force, to transform that fragmented, diffused energy into focused intention, into a clear, centered presence, into a potent force for creation rather than apprehension. When old wounds, perhaps from childhood or past relationships, surface with their familiar ache, instead of recoiling or suppressing them, you can lovingly hold that pain, acknowledge its wisdom, and through the power of your consciousness, alchemize that raw pain into profound wisdom, into unshakable strength, and into a deeper capacity for empathy and self-love. It becomes not a scar, but a sacred tattoo of resilience. This profound process is not a superficial spiritual bypassing, where difficult emotions are merely ignored or painted over with forced positivity. On the contrary, this is true spiritual mastery, a profound engagement with reality. You are not pretending that challenging energies or difficult experiences don't exist. You are acknowledging their presence fully. However, you are simultaneously becoming so powerfully anchored in your own inner light, so deeply connected to your sovereign essence, that you can consciously and intentionally choose what frequency you operate from, what vibrational channel you inhabit, regardless of the external circumstances or chaotic frequencies swirling around you. You become the conductor of your own symphony, orchestrating harmony even amidst dissonance. The fourth key, the embodiment, anchoring your presence in unshakable truth. The elusive quality of unshakable presence isn't about attaining a state where you never feel stirred, never feel a ripple of unease, or never experience the natural fluctuations of human emotion. Rather, it is about cultivating such a deep, unwavering connection to your essential, true self, that eternal, timeless core of your being, that even when the surface waters of your emotional landscape get disturbed by life's inevitable storms, your deepest depths remain profoundly calm, clear, and perfectly still. Picture a majestic mountain standing sentinel through the ages. The fierce winds may howl around its peak, torrents of rain may lash against its granite face, but its ancient foundational roots remain absolutely unmoved, unyielding, and deeply anchored to the earth. You become that mountain. This profound embodiment, this anchoring of your very being, comes not from a single revelation, but through the consistent daily practice of consciously connecting with what is eternal, sacred, and unchanging within you. It is the profound knowing, felt in your bones and your very cells, that beneath every transient emotion, every momentary trigger, every daunting challenge, every fleeting thought, there resides a part of you that has never been hurt, never been diminished, never been compromised, and never been anything less than perfectly whole, utterly complete, and divinely perfect. This is your true nature, your divine blueprint. When you consciously choose to anchor your fundamental identity, your sense of self, in this unwavering, eternal truth, rather than in the shifting sands of your temporary experiences, your fleeting emotions, or the opinions of others, you become effortlessly, naturally magnetic. You cease to be defined by what happens to you and start to be defined by who you are within you. When you operate from this deeply embodied place, people cannot help but feel this profound stability emanating from you. They are drawn to your peace, to your groundedness, to the quiet authority of your presence, not because it is imposing, but because it subtly yet powerfully reminds them of their own forgotten wholeness, their own intrinsic peace, their own dormant potential. You do not just radiate calm, you evoke it in others. You become a living lighthouse, not by virtue of never encountering storms yourself, for storms are an integral part of the human journey, but precisely because your inner light remains constant, brilliant, and unwavering through any and all weather, guiding others to their own safe harbor. You become a beacon of hope and possibility simply by being your authentic, anchored self. The fifth key, the magnetism, drawing life to you through sovereign feminine energy. Once you have embarked upon this transformative journey and begun to master the art of emotional sovereignty, something truly magical, almost miraculous, begins to unfold in your life. You naturally cease the exhausting cycle of chasing, striving, and pushing, and instead, you effortlessly begin to attract. Your energetic signature, once perhaps scattered and reactive, becomes so crystal clear, so profoundly grounded in your authentic being, so vibrantly and genuinely powerful, that opportunities, supportive relationships, enriching experiences, and the very desires of your heart naturally begin to align with you, like iron filings drawn to a magnet. This is the undeniable, potent, and divine magnetic force of awakened feminine energy, operating in perfect harmony with the laws of the universe. You are no longer dissipating your precious life force across a dozen different emotional reactions, getting entangled in other people's dramas, or allowing yourself to be pulled into chaotic, energy-draining situations. Instead, your precious, vital energy becomes consolidated, focused, and intentionally directed. You become like a perfectly tuned tuning fork, vibrating at such a pure, resonant frequency that you begin to call forth and manifest precisely those experiences, those connections, those circumstances that perfectly match and harmonize with your elevated energetic signature. It is a profound co-creation with the universe, where your inner state dictates your outer reality. Your desires are not just mental thoughts, they are energetic blueprints that begin to draw reality to them. This inherent magnetism, this drawing force, is absolutely not about manipulation, strategic maneuvering, or playing elaborate games. It is, at its core, about radical, unapologetic authenticity. When you are fully present in your power, standing confidently in your truth, not trying to be anyone else, not hiding any facet of your authentic self, not apologizing for the depth of your feelings, the breadth of your vision, or the strength of your convictions, you become utterly irresistible to what is truly, divinely meant for you. You become a clear channel for abundance and fulfillment, and the universe conspires to bring you exactly what you need and what you desire, mirroring your own sovereign frequency back to you in magnificent ways. You don't need to hunt for your blessings. They come knocking at your door, drawn by the light within. The sixth key, the service, becoming a beacon for others' awakening. The final, crowning key on this path of feminine sovereignty unlocks a profound realization. Your hard-won emotional sovereignty, your inner peace, and your cultivated power are not merely for your personal benefit or individual comfort. They are, in their highest expression, your sacred, invaluable gift to the world, a contribution that ripples far beyond your immediate perception. Every single time you consciously choose peace over chaos, every instance you opt for love over fear, every moment you embody grounded presence over frantic reactivity, you are quite literally raising the vibrational frequency of the collective field, contributing to a more harmonious, conscious world. You become a living prayer, a walking blessing. Other women, even those who may not consciously understand the intricacies of energetic fields, feel it deep within their being when you walk into a room operating from this deeply centered, sovereign place. There is an unmistakable aura of calm, a palpable sense of peace that permeates your presence. Children, with their innate sensitivity, instinctively relax and flourish in your gentle yet firm presence, feeling safe and seen. Even historically difficult or challenging people often find themselves softening, their defenses lowering, around your calm authority and unwavering inner peace. You become living, breathing proof that it is indeed possible to move through life with grace, with dignity, and with an open heart, even amidst the most trying and challenging times. You are a testament to the power of the human spirit when anchored in the divine. Your profound journey from a state of reactivity and emotional overwhelm to one of empowered sovereignty thus becomes a luminous roadmap, a guiding light for countless other souls who are also finding their way home to their own inherent power. You begin to understand, with deep gratitude and reverence, that every trigger you have consciously transformed, every deep wound you have courageously healed, every moment of chaos you have alchemized into a profound peace, was not merely a personal struggle. It was, in fact, an essential preparation, a divine training, equipping you to be an unshakable lighthouse for others who are courageously navigating their own tumultuous storms, providing them with hope, inspiration, and a tangible example of what is truly possible. You become a mentor by simply being. Here's the deepest, most liberating truth that transcends all dogma and conditioning. You were never, ever meant to be at the mercy of your emotions, nor were you destined to be swept away by anyone else's energetic currents or dramas. You came to this earthly plane to be a sovereign being, a divine channel, capable of feeling the full, magnificent spectrum of everything, from the deepest sorrow to the highest ecstasy, while simultaneously being owned by nothing, entangled by no external force. Your exquisite sensitivity isn't a curse to be hidden or overcome. It is, in its highest form, your most precious, profound gift, a finely tuned instrument for perceiving the subtlest truths. Your emotional intensity isn't a weakness to be managed. It is the raw, potent, untamed material for your greatest strength, your most powerful creations, and your most profound wisdom. It is the very fire that forges your spirit. Every woman who has ever felt too much, who has cared too deeply, who has been overwhelmed by the relentless currents of the world's chaos, carries within her breast this same magnificent potential for profound transformation. You are absolutely not alone in this sacred journey. Countless sisters walk alongside you, both seen and unseen, and you are most certainly not broken for having started it in a place of struggle. That struggle was merely the fertile ground from which your blossoming power would emerge. You are a powerful soul awakening to her true, majestic power, remembering, moment by precious moment, that true peace isn't the fragile absence of storms in your life. It is the unwavering, radiant presence of unshakable love, of divine connection, and of your own profound truth, firmly anchored in the very center of any weather, no matter how fierce or gentle. This peace is your birthright, your home. Tonight, as the day draws to a close, and you prepare for the gentle embrace of sleep, take a moment. Place both hands tenderly on your heart, feeling its rhythmic beat, the very pulse of life within you. Close your eyes softly and breathe deeply into the profound knowing that you are already whole, complete, and perfectly divine exactly as you are. Feel, truly feel, the sacred, undisturbed place within you. That eternal sanctuary that has never been touched, never been diminished, never been disturbed by any external circumstance, by any fleeting emotion, by any past hurt. Rest deeply in the comforting, empowering truth that your peace is not, and never has been, dependent on anyone or anything outside of you. It is an intrinsic wellspring within. This, beloved sister, is your home frequency. This is your true nature. This is who you really are, beyond all roles and labels. And if you're ready to dive even deeper into harnessing your feminine power and manifesting your most authentic life, I've created a free guide, The Sovereign Woman's Guide to Emotional Alchemy. It's packed with practical tools and affirmations to help you integrate these keys into your daily life. You can download it instantly at yourwebsite.com ebook. Before you scroll away, before the digital currents pull you elsewhere, please take a profound moment to be an integral part of what's forming here in this sacred online space. Drop one intention in the comments below, something raw and real, something directly from the deepest chamber of your heart journey, a truth you're ready to embody or a transformation you seek. Then, in the spirit of collective upliftment and sisterhood, respond to someone else's intention with a word of encouragement, a message of love, or a shared insight. This isn't merely passive content consumption. This is an active, living act of collective healing, a profound weaving of shared spiritual threads. Love, in its most divine and potent form, multiplies exponentially when hearts sincerely connect and truly see one another. If something within this message resonated deeply within your soul, if it sparked a flicker of recognition or ignited a forgotten truth, please do not keep it to yourself. Someone in your life, perhaps a sister, a friend, a mother, or a daughter, is undoubtedly waiting, yearning for this exact activation, this very message to light their path. Share it freely and widely. And if you felt a profound soul nudge, a whisper from your higher self, that this wisdom is for you, then I invite you to subscribe, to join this growing community of awakened women. Stay consciously in the flow of divine love, guidance, and unwavering support as we collectively rise. You're not just passively watching this content, you are actively healing, transforming, and evolving with every word, every insight. This is not just a video, this is your sacred space, a sanctuary for your awakening. And beloved one, we are truly just getting started on this magnificent journey together. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it, respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.